Since we have our image in Docker Hub, so now we can go ahead and deploy that to the SAP Cloud Foundry. So for that, we need to perform a couple of steps. So first we need to log in into our SAP HANA trial account, and then we need to check if our Cloud Foundry API, which is mentioned there on the SAP Cloud Foundry link, it's there. So whatever the API endpoint is there, you need to note it down because you need it in the next steps. Let's go to the next steps. So I've just summarized the steps in these couple of slides. So once you have the API endpoint, you need to log in into your Cloud Foundry, for which we'll use the same command that we've used previously as well, which is Cloud Foundry login. And then you enter your email and password, and then the next step would be to set your Cloud Foundry API, because if you have done the deployment on PCF, you'll remember that you set an API there as well. So you might need to change it because it would have saved the same API for PCF, and it won't work because you are now trying to deploy on SAP. Push the image, you need to use this command. It's practically the same command, but we are just providing an image instead of providing our own project manifest.yml. So it's a bit extensive this time because there's an image which is involved, and image is directly pulled from the Docker Hub instead of getting it pushed from your local. So I'm back in my terminal in IntelliJ, and here what we'll do is, so let's do it one by one. So we'll just do a Cloud Foundry login, and it clearly shows me that this is the API endpoint which is installed, so which is correct in my case, but you might need to change it. So it asks for my email ID, so I'll provide my email ID, and it asks for my password, so I'll just provide it that. Okay, cool. So I'm in. The next thing that we'll do is we'll do a cf push, and this is my app name, so I'll say Voyager SAP. Okay, and Docker, let me name it with Cloud Foundry. So Docker hyphen image. So I provide my Docker image with this tag, which is Madhav Aurora 1988 Voyager, and it's the latest version, and Docker hyphen username. Yep. So once I provide my username, it'll ask me for my password for the Docker. So it's more like an authentication mechanism which tells SAP Cloud Foundry to get the image from the Docker Hub. So once I enter it here, it will ask me for my password. So now it's trying to push the app. As you can see, the app deployment failed. So if such a scenario happens, what you need to do is just type cf logs, your app name, and hyphen recent. So it will pull down the recent logs. So you can see that I'm getting an error that it's unable to retrieve auth token. So probably I typed my password wrong for Cloud Foundry, and does a multiple tries, and it was not able to retrieve it even after multiple tries. So finally it failed the deployment. So what I need to do is I'll try again, and would try to enter my password correctly. So let's do it again. App has started, and it's even showing me some sort of metric. It's using this much amount of disk space and this much amount of memory. So let's head to our Cloud Foundry console, and check our app and the route which is assigned to the app. I'm in my trial account now. So as you can see, I'm inside my application that I pushed, and there are certain metrics that it provides on this page as well, and you can see the latest events. But in my experience, I found that checking your logs using CF logs app name and hyphen hyphen recent is more helpful than checking the events, but it's a good start, like if you just want to have a look. Okay, so now let's go to the application route. So there's a route which is there. I'll open it in a new tab, and definitely we'll get an error page because we've not configured the proper error page. So I'll just type crew. Yep. Okay, so yeah, so we are able to get the results. So this completes our deployment on SAP Cloud Foundry. One issue that I've identified in SAP Cloud Foundry is that after a couple of hours, they usually there is some process which runs and it stops your app. Maybe it has got something to do with the trial version of our account, but all you need to do is once it stops, you can just start it. And anyways, you're not going to use this for production deployment, right? So it should not impact you. That's all for now. Thank you.